Dying of thirst. Okay. Hi. Hey, gorgeous. Welcome to the How to Work Brown Collective. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, baby. If this is your first time, hey, welcome. Made yourself at home. Hope that you feel comfortable enough to stay. Hmm. Let's get right to the reading. Man, what do we got for Sagittarius for the month of July 2026? Gonna be about as hot as you, Sag, in July. Hot out here. Hot like you. We're gonna talk about love today. We're gonna talk about health today. We're gonna talk about wealth today. So you're gonna want to stay until the end. Ooh, you're getting some justice and love. Somebody's getting their karma. And I got this like, let's see, the vibe of like, hmm, I don't want to say like arrogance, but it's like, and it's not like I told you so because you didn't tell them, but it's like, it's justice for you. Yeah, you feel justice. You get to kind of be like, you get to hold your head up high again. Um, after a season of maybe hanging your head down low over relationships and love for a little while. And it's because they're getting their karma. So, and that is justice, right? The the person that needed the discipline or the lesson or to be held accountable is that's being done. And the person that had something happen to them gets to feel like a completion and a sense of closure around a situation that involved another person where they felt like they were done wrong. And you're getting that, but it's on a very spiritual level. I feel like I don't feel like this is like actual court, like in reality, like it could be, but this feels like spiritual. That's why it feels like somebody's getting their karma and you're watching it like it was like what's the verse in the Bible that's like vengeance is his, so saith the Lord, so you didn't intervene and you didn't do anything and you didn't get revenge and you weren't vengeful and you held yourself and you carried yourself well and all these things were seen by God, angels, universe, and noted, okay, in the spiritual courts. So you are getting your justice, but it doesn't make you happy though. Like you can hold your head up high and you've like retrieved the broke the piece of your self-worth that got broken. There's a part of your self-esteem and your self-worth that got broken. They got something that got taken from you during the situation involving somebody that you felt like you could never get back. And this at least brings justification to that situation where it's not going to be the same again, but can, you've achieved wholeness again. Okay. It's not a return to wholeness because it's not going to be the way that you were before, but you've achieved a state of wholeness again through this healing process and through this spiritual justice. But you don't even like, I feel like this energy of like, I don't like to see people have to face hard consequences. I don't like to have to see people get what's coming to them. Like that's never the goal post. Um, I didn't want it to be that way type stuff, but like, so there's a little part of you that's like, even feels sad for somebody, even though that they did you wrong. Does that make sense? So like, you just don't like pain. I feel like you don't like pain in the world, and you don't like seeing people in pain. And but eventually, what you need to know, Sag, is that this will inevitably work out for the highest good of that person too. So justice, even though it can be uncomfortable to receive karma, our karmic lessons, they inevitably are for the best for that person too, even if it hurts right now. So kind of like take a look at their future and be like, they're going to be better for it. And who is this person? Can we get like a read on who is this person? It's the person who you felt like was hand delivered by God. It's the person that you felt like was hand delivered into your life by God. And you still feel like that. Even despite everything that happened, you still feel like that. You know that they were like on purpose, even though they broke your heart, even though they drained you and they took from you and they used you or abused you, all of the above, even though they changed you in deep ways that could never be undone. You've been forever changed by this person. That's who they are. Oh man. Sorry, Sag. Sounds like you've went through the ringer with somebody, and then that's who it is. And they affected your health and they made you stingy about your health. That's who they are. So let's talk about health for a minute. Um, now that we're pulling cards for that. This reading is very flowy, very cool. Um, they made you feel very stingy about your energy. They made you feel like that there was an effect on your happiness and your peace and your happy home. Hang on, the cat is like going nuts. I have to have the door closed or so that like, the audio quality is good. But then the cat wants in and out and in and out and in and out. Okay. So this person affected your health. They made you feel like you had to be stingy, is the word I keep hearing, with your heart, with your energy, with your mental capacity, with your space, with your resources. They just made you feel like you had to be guarded and like protect yourself and stay safe, and keep yourself safe. And like there was a big effect on your family and your home life and your happiness. And um, so that's what's been happening in your health. What can we talk about health? You didn't see it either, and you didn't see it like you didn't see it as it was happening. But what about now? You're getting a lot of cards too. I've only pulled 3 cards for each person, and your reading is like boom, 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 card, card, card. So Spirit must have just really want to talk to Sagittarius for this month of July. But you got out ahead of it. Like you're feeling pretty good now. But and you put in the work to be a healthier version of yourself. But it's just kind of this underlying sadness, like you didn't see it. I didn't see it. I can't believe I didn't see it for so long. How badly this was affecting me. Can't believe I didn't see it. I can't believe I didn't see it. Um, but as soon as you saw it, once you knew, you knew. And then once you saw it, you saw it. And you did what it took to make changes to care for your health. But your mind is still affected Even though you've made a lot of changes, there's um, still some thoughts that are lingering, that are preventing you from moving forward and preventing you from feeling, all the love that's around you. But you're not giving up that easy. Okay. But you're not giving up that easy. You're gonna keep fighting. You're going on. And if there's, if when these thoughts come up about the situation that happened in the past, you like gallantly go back and correct it. Like you go back into that story, you go back into what happened and you correct, course correct, and you fix it and you get it and you do the work. Like that's what I've seen, like you rushing into your mind space to quickly correct your thinking so that you can get back to your baseline health and the peace and the everything that you created. So that's great. Okay, let's move to wealth. So I see you're doing good though. You're doing good. Like even though your thought like you might feel like there's a lot going on mentally, but really it's good. Like you're in control of it. So it's all good. Let's move to wealth. Unless there just must be something else in health. Let's see. Don't worry, it's dead and gone. It's over with. You really have put it to bed. You really have finished it. Um, you have finished this. You have finished this. Okay. Don't worry. You have finished this. Just because there's some residual energy from the situation that you were in does not mean that you have not finished this. You have done your part and you have finished this. It is finished. It is done. That will be the name of your reading, I think. It is finished. It is done, says God. It is finished. It is done. Amen. Amen. Let's just let this whole situation that you've been through be, and us reflecting on it right now together, be like a living prayer. And just claim that together. It is finished. It is done. Amen. Amen. Claim that in the comments. It is finished. It is done. Amen. And we're moving on to, well, finally. Hmm. You've built something that you don't have to run away from anymore. You're not, you're no longer packing light. Like you have built some things, wealth, in terms of wealth that are worth hanging on to. You've really built something that's worth hanging on to that you can't just flee from. And maybe in the past you could just up and leave some stuff, but you've really built like a life worth living. You've built a life worth hanging on to. You've built a life that is wealthy in so many ways. That your old way of dealing with things cannot be the way that you deal with them now because you have so much wealth and you have to tend to that wealth and nurture that wealth and you don't take that lightly and you understand that that is your responsibility as the one who has been blessed with all of this wealth to care for it and nurture it and not squander it and not let it fall apart. And you don't intend to run from it for any reason. And that is amazing. That's what I'm seeing. I have built this and I'm going to keep it intact. I'm not running from what's mine. I'll handle the things. And yes, that's how I used to handle things, but I'm going to do something different this time because I have to. Um, and so that's helping you in like this black and white thinking of it was, you know, stay or go. Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? And maybe it's just like this, like need to run from problems and things. But instead you realize that there's a whole realm of possibilities in between running, staying and going, right? There's so many solutions in between staying and going. It's not just should I stay or should I go? It's should I heal? Should I feel? Should I say it this way? Should I say it that way? Should I um set this boundary? Should I go to therapy about it? Should I journal? Should I um, change something within myself? Should I tell somebody they need to change something with themselves? Like, because there's so many options, right? About what I can do rather than stay or go. And that is making you feel so wealthy that you have stepped out of this black and white, polarized way of being because it opened up like a fan. So think about polarization like a fan, right? Like the little handheld fans. Like they they it looks like two little sticks beside each other until you open it up, and then here's actually all of this stuff in the middle. And so that's like breaking out of that polarization type of mentality is, oh, I didn't see that all of that was there. That's such a funny visual, but that's what I'm being shown. Oh, I opened up the polarity. Polarity, open it up. Oh, look, there's actually a bunch of things in between this and that. There's all this. Oh, the pictures, the funny metaphors and visuals that Spirit likes to have me explain things and just crack me up sometimes. Um, but that's what like you fan it out, okay? So fan it out and you have fanned it out. And that's why you're feeling abundant because you see that all of this time there was all of this stuff in there. All of these solutions is what it is. Solutions, ways of thinking, ways of coping, ways to feel better that were not tools that you'd previously utilized very well. And and then we end with the lovers in your wealth department. So the lovers and the wealth is that this could be a actual physical intimate relationship that has changed for the better thanks to you not being so polarized. This could be the divine union between yourself and yourself, right? You and you feel this is love. This is feeling open and free and authentic. And this is making love more available to you. So I feel like this is looping back around to our love category. Hang on. Because you're seeing that you have so much that's worth hanging on to, and you're seeing that like you have to move forward and you're going to move forward and you're going to hang on to what you built no matter what. That opened your heart back up after this hurt and this pain. You said, well, I have to move forward and I have to move forward and be happy. And so I'm going to open my heart back up to love. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to move on to my deck, the How to Wear a Crown Divine Guidance cards. They're available for pre-order if you want them. Stipulation is I have no idea when I'm going to release them yet because I haven't picked the date. Um, all of them, all the guidances, wisdoms, and messages that come from these cards come from my book, How to Wear a Crown: A Practical Guide to Knowing Your Worth. See how they look like the vibey woo-woo tarot version of the cover. Cute, right? And then we have merch. So today I'm rocking the hell. I know how to wear a crown sweatshirt. You can buy merch. I recommend, since it's July, to buy a tank top or a t-shirt right now. But you can buy a sweatshirt in July if you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Do what you want. But Sagittarius is gonna do what they want anyway. So anyway, all of that will be in the description box below. Everything else you need to know will also be in the description box below, like how to have a 15-minute free session with me to talk about coaching if that's something that you would love to do, and everything else. There's lots of other stuff too. So just check out the description box before you go because there's things in there. There's things and there's stuff, and it's in there in the box. So check that out. And if you've liked this, if you've resonated with anything, please drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your comments, and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you feel so inclined. You had two cards pop out from the How to Wear a Crown deck. The first one was what makes you worthy is the overarching energy, and unworthiness is your normal as the underlying energy. So, what I want to talk about here is maybe there's a big shift that's taking place, or the shift that needs to take place is just relearning your value as a person. And I think that took place with this situation where this person harmed you. That you had to realize that you were taking a lot of things, doing a lot of stuff, accepting a lot of behaviors. I don't know why I keep clicking my nails that were substandard, right? And it's because you feeling unworthy was just normal. And so these behaviors were just normal to accept because you didn't have higher standards, because you didn't feel more worthy than that. And then you had to say, you know what? I don't deserve this crap, and I'm allowed to live better than this, and this isn't okay with me anymore, type stuff. And wash your hands of some things, and you did all this work, right? It wasn't that easy, right? I say it like that, but it wasn't that easy. There's this whole very complex healing journey that you've been on, I see here, through all this, to get to this place. But where you have gotten to is I have become comfortably crowned, which is the very last chapter of the book. And that's the goalpost, right? And now you're going to be like, well, if I already got the goalpost, why don't I need to read your book? Well, I think it'd still be enlightening for you. You're doing good, Sag. It's like I'm just really proud of you. And like you're tasting that freedom that the journey of learning, up leveling in your self-worth gets you to. But here's also the thing, there's always another level. And if you think this is it for you, it's not. It's not the end. It's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. Okay. But this is it for right now. And like feel really cool to like settle into this. That's also what I'm hearing for you, is feel really good to just settle into this. Let this be for a minute. Enjoy the comfort. Enjoy being comfortably crowned. Enjoy being in this peaceful, blissful era for you, because you've been through a lot, and you can just hang here for a little bit. You're safe to hang here, is what I'm hearing. Okay. There's three things, Sagittarius, that I want every person to know as they exit my realms, and that is that you're worthy, you're powerful, and you're full of potential. But here's the thing, you got to say it with me, Sagittarius. Doesn't mean anything if it comes from me. It has to come from you. So say it with me. Say, I am worthy, I am powerful, and I am full of potential. I love you so much, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Who's Sarah? Is there a Sarah Sagittarius that's on here? Okay. I love you so much, Sagittarius. There we go. I can talk. Big hearts. I'll see you next month. And then in the meantime, look out for the collective readings for that work on collective. And how do you know if you're part of that? Do you vibe with it? If so, you're a part of it. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.